Many women notice that after age 30, their body starts feeling different in ways they can't fully explain. Energy changes, sleep feels lighter, moods shift more easily, weight responds differently. It can feel confusing, especially when medical tests often come back normal. But these changes are not random. They are rooted in how your hormones work. Hormones are chemical messengers made by glands like the hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, ovaries, and adrenal glands. Together, they control how your body uses energy, handles stress, sleeps, thinks, and recovers. After 30, this system becomes more sensitive to stress, lifestyle, and daily rhythm, which makes hormonal effects feel stronger and more noticeable. In this video, you'll learn the basics of hormone anatomy and physiology, how hormones communicate inside your body, and how these processes show up as real-life symptoms. Understanding this removes fear and replaces confusion with clarity. Where hormones are made, the glands that control everything. Your symptoms don't start in one place, they start in a system. Many women try to fix one symptom at a time, low energy, poor sleep, mood changes, or weight shifts, without realizing that hormones don't work alone. They work as a connected system. When one part of that system changes, the effects are felt everywhere. This is why symptoms often feel widespread and confusing after age 30. The endocrine system, your body's hormone network. Hormones are produced by a group of glands called the endocrine system. These glands release hormones directly into the bloodstream, where they travel to organs and tissues that have matching receptors. Think of this system as a coordinated network, not separate parts. The key hormone-producing glands for women include hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal glands, ovaries. Each gland has a specific role, but none work in isolation. The hypothalamus, the master regulator. The hypothalamus sits deep in the brain and acts as the body's main control center. It constantly monitors stress levels, sleep-wake cycles, blood sugar, body temperature. Based on this information, it decides which hormones need to increase or decrease. After age 30, the hypothalamus becomes more sensitive to stress and disrupted routines. This means even small lifestyle changes can have bigger hormonal effects. The pituitary gland, the hormone messenger. Often called the master gland, the pituitary receives instructions from the hypothalamus and sends signals to other glands. It tells the thyroid how fast to run metabolism, the ovaries when to release estrogen and progesterone, the adrenal glands when to release cortisol. If pituitary signaling becomes disrupted, often by chronic stress or poor sleep, the entire hormone system feels off, even if individual hormone levels appear normal. The thyroid, energy and metabolism control. The thyroid gland, located in the neck, controls how quickly your body uses energy. Through hormones like T3 and T4, it affects metabolism, body temperature, heart rate, mental clarity. After 30, the thyroid becomes more sensitive to stress hormones like cortisol. This is why energy and weight changes often show up even when thyroid tests are normal. The adrenal glands, stress and survival. The adrenal glands sit above the kidneys and produce stress hormones, especially cortisol. Cortisol helps you respond to challenges, but when it stays high, sleep becomes lighter, blood sugar becomes unstable. Other hormone signals get blocked. Women over 30 often have higher baseline stress, which keeps adrenal signaling active and affects the entire hormone network. The ovaries, estrogen and progesterone production. The ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, which regulate menstrual cycles, mood, bone health, metabolism, reproductive function. After 30, ovarian hormone output becomes more sensitive to signals from the brain and stress hormones. This is why cycles, PMS, and emotional patterns often change even before perimenopause begins. Why this system feels more fragile. After 30. With age, hormone glands still work, but the communication between them becomes more sensitive. Stress, poor sleep, irregular eating, and busy schedules disrupt signaling more easily. The result is symptoms that feel widespread instead of isolated. Why doctors often miss the system view. Medical care often looks at one gland or one hormone at a time. But hormone issues after 30 are often about coordination, not failure. Labs may look fine while communication between glands is strained. Hormones are made by a connected network of glands, not single organs working alone. After 30, this system becomes more sensitive to daily life signals. Understanding where hormones are made and how they work together is the first step toward making sense of the symptoms your body is showing you. How hormones travel and communicate inside your body. Hormones don't shout, they send signals. Many women imagine hormones as strong forces that suddenly spike or crash. In reality, hormones work quietly. They don't shout. They send signals and small chemical messages that guide how your body responds every minute of the day. After age 30, these signals don't disappear, but the way your body receives them becomes more sensitive, which is why changes feel more noticeable. Understanding how hormones communicate helps explain why symptoms can appear even when blood tests look normal. Hormones as chemical messengers. Hormones are released from glands into the bloodstream. Once in circulation, they travel throughout the body, but they only affect cells that have the right receptors. A helpful way to think about this: the hormone is the key. The receptor is the lock. If the key fits and the lock responds well, the message gets through. If the lock is stressed, blocked, or overwhelmed, the message weakens even if plenty of hormones are present. Why receptors matter. More after 30. After age 30, hormone receptors become more sensitive to stress, poor sleep, blood sugar swings, inflammation. This means hormones like estrogen, progesterone, thyroid hormones, and cortisol may be circulating normally, but their messages aren't received clearly. This is why symptoms can exist without obvious hormone deficiencies. The role of the bloodstream. Once hormones enter the bloodstream, they rely on healthy circulation, stable blood sugar, low inflammation. When stress hormones like cortisol stay elevated, blood flow and nutrient delivery shift toward survival. Hormone signals still travel, but they don't land as effectively. Why stress disrupts hormone communication. Chronic stress changes how the brain and body prioritize signals. High cortisol blocks estrogen and progesterone receptors, alters thyroid hormone conversion, reduces insulin sensitivity. For women 30 to 45, stress recovery takes longer, so hormone communication stays disrupted for longer periods. Why hormone levels can look normal. Most lab tests measure how much hormone is in the blood, not how well cells are responding to it. This is why many women hear, "Your estrogen is normal. Your thyroid levels are fine." Yet they still experience fatigue, mood changes, or weight shifts. The issue is often signal reception, not hormone supply. How the brain coordinates hormone messages. The hypothalamus and pituitary act like a control tower. They monitor sleep quality, stress load, energy availability. If these signals suggest danger or overload, the brain alters hormone messages even if the glands themselves are healthy. After 30, this control system becomes more cautious and reactive. Why communication breakdowns show up as symptoms. When hormone signals don't land clearly, the body compensates. This compensation shows up as mood swings, brain fog, sleep disruption, energy crashes, weight changes. These symptoms aren't random. their communication problems. Doctor-approved ways to support hormone communication. Improving hormone signaling focuses on the environment hormones work in regular meals to stabilize blood sugar, gentle movement to improve circulation, stress reduction to lower cortisol, consistent sleep rhythms. These supports help receptors respond more clearly. Hormones don't work by volume alone, they work through communication. After 30, stress and lifestyle factors affect how well your body receives hormonal messages. When communication improves, symptoms often soften, even without changing hormone levels. Hormone physiology, how balance is maintained, and why it shifts after 30. Your hormones aren't breaking, they're adjusting. Many women assume that hormonal symptoms mean something is failing, but most changes after 30 aren't about hormones shutting down. They're about how the body maintains balance and how that balancing system becomes more sensitive with time. Hormone physiology is not static. It's responsive, adaptive, and deeply connected to daily life. How hormonal balance is normally maintained. Your body maintains hormone balance through feedback loops. These are communication cycles between the brain and hormone-producing glands that constantly adjust levels up or down. Here's the basic flow. The hypothalamus monitors stress, sleep, and energy availability. It signals the pituitary gland. The pituitary sends instructions to glands like the thyroid, adrenals, and ovaries. These glands release hormones. The brain checks the response and adjusts again. This system works minute by minute. It's designed to keep you stable, not perfect. Why feedback loops are so sensitive. Feedback loops depend on accurate information. They rely on signals such as blood sugar stability, sleep quality, stress levels, inflammation. When these signals are calm and consistent, hormone balance stays smooth. When signals are chaotic, the system compensates, and that compensation is what many women feel as symptoms. The role of cortisol in hormone physiology. Cortisol plays a major role in how all hormone systems behave. It's meant to rise briefly during stress and fall when the stress passes. But when cortisol stays elevated, the brain prioritizes survival. Reproductive hormones are deprioritized. Thyroid signaling is altered. Recovery slows. After age 30, cortisol recovery takes longer. This means feedback loops stay in adjustment mode more often, even when the stressor is mild. Why hormonal balance feels fragile after 30. For women 30 to 45, several changes happen quietly. The nervous system becomes more protective. Hormone receptors become more stress-sensitive. Sleep disruptions affect feedback accuracy. Energy demands increase. The glands still work, but the margin for error shrinks. Small disruptions now create bigger effects. This is why skipped meals, poor sleep, or emotional stress have more noticeable hormonal consequences than they used to. Why labs often don't reflect hormone physiology. Most hormone tests measure levels at a single moment. But physiology is about patterns over time. A hormone level can be normal while feedback loops are strained. Receptors are less responsive. Cortisol is interfering with signaling. This gap between numbers and experience explains why many women feel unheard despite normal results. How the body compensates when balance is off. When hormone balance is strained, the body adapts. That adaptation may show up as mood changes, fatigue, sleep disruption, weight shifts, brain fog. These are not signs of failure. They are signs the body is trying to keep you functional under changing conditions. Why balance is about coordination, not perfection. Hormonal balance doesn't mean every hormone is perfectly even. It means signals are clear. Recovery is possible. Stress responses shut off when no longer needed. After 30, the body needs more support to achieve this coordination. Doctor-approved ways to support hormone physiology. Supporting hormone physiology focuses on stabilizing inputs, consistent meals to support energy signaling, gentle movement to improve circulation, stress regulation to lower cortisol, regular sleep-wake rhythms. These supports help feedback loops recalibrate naturally. Hormone balance is maintained through constant communication and adjustment. After 30, this system becomes more sensitive, not weaker. When you support sleep, stress recovery, and daily rhythm, hormone physiology stabilizes and symptoms often ease without forcing change. Real-life effects: how hormones show up in daily symptoms. Hormones don't cause random symptoms, they follow patterns. Many women feel like their symptoms are scattered and unrelated. One day, it's low energy, another day, it's poor sleep, brain fog, mood changes, or weight that doesn't respond the way it used to. It can feel unpredictable, but hormonally, these symptoms are not random. They follow clear physiological patterns, especially after age 30. Hormones don't just exist on lab reports, they show up in how you feel, function, and recover every single day. Mood and emotional sensitivity. Hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol strongly influence the brain. Estrogen affects serotonin and dopamine, which shape mood and emotional resilience. Progesterone calms the nervous system and reduces emotional reactivity. Cortisol heightens alertness and stress response. After 30, when stress recovery slows, mood changes may feel stronger or last longer. Emotional sensitivity doesn't mean you're unstable. It means hormone signals are being amplified by a more stress-aware nervous system. Energy levels and daily stamina. Energy is one of the first areas where hormone changes are felt. Thyroid hormones regulate how efficiently your body turns food into energy. Cortisol controls short-term energy availability. Estrogen supports circulation and cellular energy use. When hormone communication is strained, energy becomes inconsistent. You may feel productive for short periods, then suddenly drained. For women 30 to 45, this happens more easily because energy recovery is slower than it used to be. Sleep quality and restfulness. Sleep is deeply hormonal. Progesterone supports deeper, more restorative sleep. Cortisol affects nighttime alertness. Melatonin interacts with estrogen and stress hormones. After 30, even small stressors can disrupt this balance. You may fall asleep easily but wake often, or sleep enough hours yet still feel tired. This isn't poor discipline, it's hormone physiology responding to stress and rhythm changes. Weight changes and body composition. Weight responses often confuse women the most. Estrogen helps regulate fat distribution and metabolism. Insulin determines how nutrients are stored. Cortisol decides whether energy is burned or conserved. After 30, higher baseline stress and hormone sensitivity can cause weight to shift more easily, either gain or loss, even without major lifestyle changes. This is why doing the same things no longer produces the same results. Brain fog and mental clarity. Brain fog is a common but misunderstood hormonal symptom. Estrogen influences memory and focus. Cortisol affects attention and mental sharpness. Poor sleep disrupts hormone feedback loops. When hormone communication is strained, thinking may feel slower or less clear. This doesn't mean cognitive decline. It means the brain is responding to hormonal signals that prioritize survival and alertness over clarity. Why these symptoms are often misunderstood. Many women are told, it's just stress. It's aging. Your labs are normal. But lab tests measure hormone levels, not hormone effects. They don't show how hormones are interacting with stress, sleep, blood sugar, or the nervous system. This gap is why many women feel dismissed even when their experience is very real. Why symptoms feel louder. After 30. After age 30, the body becomes more sensitive to disruption. Stress hormones linger longer. Recovery takes more time. Hormone signals are amplified. This doesn't mean hormones are failing. It means the system requires more support and consistency than it did before. Doctor-approved ways to reduce symptom intensity. Supporting real-life symptoms focuses on supporting hormone communication. Regular meals to stabilize blood sugar. Gentle movement to improve circulation. Stress reduction to lower cortisol. Consistent sleep rhythms. These supports don't suppress symptoms, they address the signals behind them. Hormones show up in daily life through patterns, not chaos. Mood changes, low energy, sleep issues, weight shifts, and brain fog are not random flaws. They are signals from a hormone system adapting to life after 30. When you understand these patterns, symptoms stop feeling mysterious and become messages you can respond to with clarity and calm. How to support hormone anatomy and physiology naturally after 30. After age 30, hormones don't need aggressive fixes, they need consistent support. Because hormone glands and feedback loops become more sensitive, small daily habits have a bigger impact than drastic changes. The goal is to support how hormones are made, released, and received, not to control them. Morning rhythm, set the hormonal tone. The brain decides hormone output early in the day. Wake at a consistent time. Eat within 1 hour of waking. Avoid rushing or skipping breakfast. This stabilizes cortisol and insulin, allowing the hypothalamus and pituitary to send clearer signals to the thyroid, adrenals, and ovaries. Eating consistency. Support hormone communication. Hormones rely on steady energy signals. Eat every 3 to 4 hours. Include protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Avoid long gaps without food. Stable blood sugar improves how hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones are received by cells. Movement. Improve circulation without stress. Hormones travel through the bloodstream. Choose walking, stretching, or light strength training. Avoid excessive high-intensity workouts. Gentle movement improves circulation without raising cortisol, helping hormone messages reach their targets more effectively. Stress regulation, protect feedback loops. Chronic stress disrupts hormone physiology. Practice slow breathing, reduce constant multitasking. Build short pauses into your day. Lower cortisol allows hormone feedback loops to recalibrate instead of constantly compensating. Sleep protection, where hormones reset. Sleep is when hormone systems rebalance. Keep a consistent bedtime, dim lights in the evening. Accept imperfect sleep without stress. Quality sleep supports progesterone, thyroid regulation, and overall hormone recovery. Why this works. These habits support the entire hormone system: brain, glands, bloodstream, and receptors. For women over 30, this consistency restores clarity to hormone signals and reduces symptom intensity over time. You don't need to fight your hormones. When you support daily rhythm, nourishment, movement, stress recovery, and sleep, hormone anatomy and physiology work together the way they're designed to calmly and intelligently. Conclusion. Hormonal changes after 30 are not signs that your body is failing. They are signs that it's adapting. Hormones are guided by systems that respond to stress, sleep, nourishment, and daily rhythm. When these signals are supported, hormone anatomy and physiology work smoothly again. Understanding how hormones are made, how they communicate, and how they show up in real life replaces confusion with clarity. Small, consistent habits create powerful hormonal shifts. When you support your body instead of fighting it, hormones begin working with you, not against you. This content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Thanks for watching.